Hey everyone, happy Sunday. I promised you guys that I would do a video. Excuse my hair today, but it's humid here because of the hurricane down south. Anywho, I told you guys that I would do a video on fairies and what I've learned about fairies and my experience with them in the past week. During my class last week, I learned a little bit about Fae and fairies, and I kind of knew about them. Always, love fairies. Always loved Tinkerbell. I have a Abacadabra tattoo, which is the Sesame Street fairy, the pink fairy. So I've always had an obsession with fairies, but always more of an imagination type thing. Never really, pictured them as real. And this week, I picked up Doreen Virtue's book on fairies. Sorry, I'm not sure what the full name is. I think it's Fairies 101 by Doreen Virtue. And, basically, like, I learned so much, basically, that fairies are earth-based spirits that, stay closer to the earth, and, they protect our water, they protect our trees, our plants, our animals, and really want to interact with us as humans and help us as humans, but only, like for the people, I guess, that, believe in them and want their help. And it's funny, I did basically one of the exercises that basically just said kind of just, excuse me, basically just said, go out in your yard and speak to the fairies and, tell them that, you want to see them and, you enlist their help and, basically all, excuse me, basically all that they require of you is that, you care for the earth, you love animals, you recycle, and that kind of thing. So, it's funny, basically I did that. And within a minute of doing that and, speaking to the fairies from the Heart Center and, just saying, I'd really, love to, see you guys and enlist your help, rather, and, have you all as a part of my life along with my spirit guides and so on and so forth. And within literally not even a minute, a little family of butterflies kind of came into my yard, and then out of the corner of my eye I saw little tiny little flecks of light type of orbs, and I just thought that, and at first I'm like, that's why I was playing tricks on me, because of the butterflies. And then I saw it again, and it kind of like went around a circle in my head, like around my kind of, in my field of vision, and kind of kept going around and around, and I went to like put my hand out, but then like when it went closer to my hand, I couldn't see it anymore, so I don't, but I definitely felt the energy, like it was definitely something, and I'm like, well, hey, maybe that's, fairies aren't little humans with wings. Unfortunately, as cool as it would be to have littles walking around, that's probably not the case. They're probably just, mini spirits, beings of light. And, I'd like to think that that's what I was seeing. So I plan to, work with the Fae and the fairies, more often now, along with my guides and so on, just to really just, what is it all about? Basically, I guess what I'll do is, when I speak to my spirit guides, I will speak to the Fae and, basically see what happens. But it definitely is kind of cool that right after I spoke to them in Heart Center, I saw a little family of butterflies, and then I saw a little orb of light, like saying hi, we hear, we're around you, we're just, the only people that can see us are the people that believe in us. And like I said, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the littles. The littles weren't fairies, but they were little beings that lived in the radiator that were freaking awesome. And, when I was a kid, I used to talk to, like, all imaginary things. So, I'm sorry, it's sad that I kind of, like, grew up and, like, I can't do that because people will think I'm weird. But you know what? I've grown up a lot recently and realized that my life is my life, and I need to do what makes me happy, and live my life in my highest good, in my heart center, and not for someone else's. Someone else is not living my life. Sammy says, no one's living your life, no one's paying your bills but you. So you need to do what's best for you and what works for you. So, and I just think that's really cool. So if any of you guys believe in fairies, I recommend try that for a couple of days, week or two, and see what happens, and see if you see anything or hear anything, or in your mind's eye see anything, and see what happens. And then yesterday, I did this amazing with Meg Benedicte and Soul Services. I did this amazing Mount Shasta global meditation, and it really was just great and invigorating and relaxing, and I had so much energy and so much vortex energy and that kind of thing, because I've been studying vortex healing. I mean, I don't have the money to go to the class for $900, but I've been doing a lot of these vortex energy meditations and learning about it and reading the books on it and reconnection healing and so on and so forth, which really is vortex energy, just a little downplayed a little bit. And even though right now I don't have the money to go to the class, nor will I probably will in the near future, I really enjoy learning about it, and I guess in the powers that be, within our universe, galaxy, and God consciousness and that kind of thing, and what powers does it hold? It's funny, I was talking to someone today who normally isn't an intuitive person, and they're saying that lately they've become so crazy intuitive and whatnot, and I really think that has to do with the end of the, is it 26,000,000 years, whatever it is, since the Mayan calendar, and now that the world, the planet vibration is raising. I mean, definitely, I think that is something that I believe, but I do feel like the planet vibration is raising. Some people are getting nicer, and some people are just getting shittier, and I kind of see it all around. I'll see friends that are becoming intuitive that were never intuitive before, or working with their intuition, and then I just see meeting people getting meaner, and I'm just wow, it's people are going, from A to B and A to Z, and it's just it's pretty crazy. And I think, I didn't necessarily believe in it before much until I started working with my intuition and realizing wow, oh my God, I've had this crazy obsession with numbers. Every time I look at a clock, it's 3 numbers. It's either 1111 or 111 or 333 or 444 or 555 or 222, and no matter what day it is, what time of day it is, I will look at a clock and it'll be 3 consecutive numbers. So I've been really working with numbers and my guides, and Doreen Virtue's book 101 on numbers, and what it means, and how if I see 333, it means I need to be more balanced. My mind and body aren't really working in connection with each other, which technically for someone like me who has difficulty with things, I guess that's kind of the case, really, and obviously that's not something that I can change, but I can work with meditation and be more relaxed, and try to feel more relaxed and not be so tense all the time and aggravated and that kind of thing, and really just trying to work on being calm and happy and in my heart center, which I understand, we all have mundane lives, and you can't be happy all the time, and I get that. But you know what? When you're angry, you don't need to let for example, I had issues with a coworker on Friday, and I had supervisors in my office, and he was just being da-da-da with the mouth and yelling and screaming. And I basically said to him, so-and-so, you need to, tone it down a bit. We have supervisors here. You can't really act like that. Act like a human being. You don't need to be cursing with the foul mouth, with attitude. Tone it down a notch. We have supervisors here, really to, learn how to act. And I just got, really, really pissed off. And then, he snapped at me and, said something stupid. And I'm just you know what? I'm not going to let your bullshit attitude affect me. You're putting your negativity projections on me, and go put your negativity projections on someone else. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to stay in my heart center, even though I really want to just pick something up and throw it at him. and I think we all, get in those, in those situations, and we get stressed and we get pissed off at people, but you know what? We can't let, or I try to say, like, you really can't let other people's stupidity and bullshit. I just saw 10:10 on the clock. Well, no, 10:10 on the minute counter. I'm like, see? I just doubles the numbers. It's like freaking crazy. I need to really stop playing lotto, win $1 million maybe. But I really think it's cool. I don't know if my higher self is communicating with numbers and I need to go work for the lotto or something, or play blackjack, go to Vegas. But I just think it's like really cool. If anyone else has had, I guess, intuitive issues with numbers, like seeing numbers everywhere, I'd really love to know what your thoughts on it, or if there's something maybe else that I'm missing, besides doing, Dorian Virtue's 101 book on numbers. I would really love to hear your thoughts on it, because it's a little mind-boggling to me, because it didn't really start until, it started, I guess, when I began working with my intuition, but not knowingly working with my intuition. It really started when I started working with crystals last year, and, meditating and, opening up my heart center and opening up my chakras and working with my chakras, that this kind of all started. And I think that's kind of crazy, where, like, a lot of people say, like, oh, chakras, what? Oh, that's bullshit. Oh, you're out of your mind. Grow up, or whatever people say to me. Like, no, like, that's science, people have proved that, the wheel of life, for millions and millions of years. Like, you choose not to believe it and you want to stay in your low vibrational state, go frickin' stay there. For once in my life, I could truly say, I mean, not that I was ever a miserable person, because I wasn't. I was always like a fairly happy kid, a happy person. I was one of those people that I guess was very more of an empath, and would let other people's problems and other people's bullshit get dumped on me, and then I would be so affected by it that I would become miserable because of it. So it was never that I was an unhappy person, but I was, I guess, too much of an empath. And I guess now that I've learned that I'm more of an empath, and like if someone else is upset, like I'm very affected by it, or if like someone is in a bad mood around me, it kind of affects me. I'm trying to learn to work with that, and really just say that, if like someone's like has an attitude like around me, I'll sit there and say, like, I'm protected by the white light and divine guidance, and it's not going to affect me, it's not going to affect my aura, or I have a crystal with me, or work with my crystals, or at least I try. I mean, I always have crystals with me in my bag. I have one particular crystal that I leave on my desk. My bosses don't particularly like that I leave a lot of crystals on my desk, so I've only left one, because they kind of get pissy about it, like, oh, that's weird, and people are looking at you. Like, so they just don't get it, and I don't expect them to get it, and nor do I care. So I'll just leave like one clear quartz to kind of like balance out my energy field. But my office is always so tense all the time that I really need just like a bolder clear quartz to balance out my office, because it's just so bad. But anyway, so now that I went off on a tangent, I really recommend you guys to work with Faye and just see what happens. And if anybody has anything to share or stories to tell, you can go ahead and leave me a message or leave a comment below. Of course, I know a lot of you guys have left me comments, and I really think it's great, and thank you. But I'm kind of new to YouTube, so I don't really even know how to respond to you guys. Like, I get it in an email, but then to go find them when I'm on YouTube, I have no idea how to do that. So my apologies if I'm not responding, but I want to say thanks to all the love and support. You guys rock, and have an amazing, amazing Sunday.